In the movements, we could go under center and run the football, so I felt confident that the O-line was going to protect me, which they did a great job today, and I could make some throws.
You said during the week you wanted to have more of your ability than maybe you did for that AFC Championship game against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. Do you feel like, was it close, or do you feel like you were well ahead of what you were that week?
I felt like I was ahead of there. I mean, that one, it kind of just hurt just to walk in general, whereas now I can kind of move around walking and stuff like that. And now it's just trying to get even better for this next game. I mean, we're playing a good football team, a great defense, and they're going to be getting after it. So trying to get in a better spot so I can utilize my mobility and still be able to work within the pocket and outside the pocket as well.
What was your initial impression of working with Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, I missed him here and there on a couple of throws, but I thought he was getting open. He was winning against man coverage, which is huge. And, I mean, he's a couple throws away from having a really, really big game. And so just getting him in there and getting the football in his hands and getting where he can feel confident and running through tackles and stuff like that. And I thought he did a great job of that, and we'll get him involved more and more as the season goes on.
Patrick, obviously the Texans have a very good pass defense. What was just the feeling of having, it's the first time you've had, Worthy, Brown, and Hopkins on the field together? Just the feelings of quarterback having all of it?
Yeah, I mean, they were able to win versus man coverage, and I thought those guys did a great job. I think they won even more than I even threw them the football. But you saw we moved the ball well today, and we have to continue to do that. Some of the drives stalled out quickly, but once we kind of got the drives going, it seemed like we could move it down the field. And so we'll have to continue to answer that we can beat man coverage, and then when teams play zone, we'll have to beat that as well.
Obviously, Xavier, you found him quite a bit today. Was there one of those plays that really stood out to you in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that stood out to me in particular was the catch that was out of bounds. I mean, that's one of the best corners in the league, and for him to go up and make a catch on a guy like that, and I know he ended up out of bounds, but that's what you want to see is a guy that can. I mean, he's obviously fast, can make plays downfield, but making contested catches. But he's getting more and more comfortable. I mean, you think since the Bills game, you can see that. Just now, we got to continue to work him and give him more opportunities downfield. And I mean, you saw that even when he was out of bounds, he made a big time catch that was close.
What did you see in the Bills game, Pat, that let you believe he could have a game like this?
I think it was just the speed he was playing at. You could tell when a guy's not thinking and when he's just playing and letting his natural ability kind of work. And on that Bills game, he was playing fast, and I think that's something that gave me confidence to give him more and more opportunities. And I mean, he's kind of ran with it.
With your experience playing through an ankle injury, Patrick, how much in your mind was if they think I'm hindered, they're going to play maybe more man coverage, and he is scrambling early to try to maybe open up so that they don't necessarily play man coverage so much?
Not necessarily. I mean, I know that is a part of it, but I think more than anything, we saw that once I did run, they put the spy there, which helps other guys get open, and so it wasn't like I was necessarily going. My plan was to not run, and then I ended up running the first drive. But you got to play ball at the end of the day, and that's a good football team, and it's going to take everything. And we were able to go out there and win, and now we move on to another great football team, and we want to try to fight to get that number 1 seed so we can be playing here at Arrowhead. But it's going to take our best football every single week.
You guys had a big challenge with their defensive line. Joe was playing left tackle again. Jawan went out during the game. How did they hold up? And the words that came out of Houston beforehand, it looked like you had to maybe pull Travis aside at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Travis. He loves competing, so that he's always going to have that, and I'm never going to stop it because I mean that's what makes him such a special football player and leader on this team. But no, that's a good defense, really good pass rush, obviously good DBs. They do a great job, and so I was proud of how our offense competed today. I mean, obviously there were some 3 and outs here and there that we got to get better at, but other than that, I thought we moved the ball well and scored points in the red zone. So it was a step in the right direction, but we want to be better going into the playoffs, and we'll be challenging in this next week.
Last 3, Sam, Bahane, and Todd. Go, Sam.
Patrick, when you say Xavier's playing fast, obviously it's a straight line speed. What signs do you see when you say that it looked like he was playing fast?
Yeah, it's more than just the speed of how fast he is. It's the confidence that you can feel in the route, and and as a quarterback, you can feel how he's running the route. He's setting it up, he's running it and getting himself open and stuff like that, and that gives you confidence to make the throws. And I think there was even a couple more where I kind of maybe got flushed where he was winning downfield, and hopefully I can hit some of those, and I think that would just take his game to a whole nother level.
Did you see that on that touchdown that like he had a plan the whole way?
100%, and it was something that we talked about, and we wanted him to set it up to let the guy get depth, and then hit it to the front pylon, and he did that, and stuff like that he's getting really, really good at, and we'll continue to work at it. He's still a young kid, man, and I think his talent is through the roof, and he has a chance to be a really special football player.
Patrick, obviously you're dealing with some level of pain management today. What made it so important to you to say, I'm going to fight through be out there? Obviously you want to compete, but is it more than that?
Yeah, I mean, I ask a lot from the guys around me, and so I feel like if I'm going to ask them to play through pain, if I'm going to ask them to play through little nicks and bruises and stuff like that, I gotta do it. I gotta do it as well. And so that's something that I pride myself on, is being out there with my guys and playing football. And I'm not going to put us in a position to be in a bad spot or lose a football game. But if I feel like I can compete and win, I'm going to be out in that football field.
Just one other side thing with that, how quickly would you plan to throw? I mean, is that taken away from a little bit in this instance?
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but I did good enough. I mean, it's you're not going to feel great. I mean, that's kind of just what it is, and you don't make excuses in this league. You go out and play football, and you fight into the very end, and you try to get a win at the end of the day. And so, like I said, I asked especially like the offensive line to fight through and play through some of these injuries, and you saw Noah bounce back up and get back on the football field. I asked that from those guys, so I got to ask that for myself as well.
Last one, Todd.
What's the challenge only after this rest before you got to go again? Is it difficult to get ready to play another game so quickly? And are you motivated knowing you got a chance to line up the one seed on Christmas Day?
Yeah, I think you're motivated to play a great football team. To play in Pittsburgh, it's a great environment, a great stadium. It'll be rocking.
Hey there, Chiefs fan. Can you believe it? The Chiefs just wrapped up the 2024 regular season with a perfect 8-0 record at Arrowhead Stadium. That's a huge deal, one that's only happened 3 other times in franchise history: 1995, 1997, and 2003. It's another testament to the magic of Arrowhead and how our team thrives on home turf. Think about it, every cheer, every chop, every decibel-breaking moment in the stands helped fuel this flawless home campaign. But here's the thing, those past perfect home seasons came with a frustrating asterisk. Each time, the Chiefs were knocked out in their first playoff game at Arrowhead. What do you think? Will history repeat itself, or is this team built differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Oh, and here's a fun poll. Do you think Arrowhead is the toughest place for any team to play? Vote now. Let's dive into why those past seasons ended the way they did. Alright, let's take a trip down memory lane, but fair warning, it's not the happiest journey. Each time the Chiefs went undefeated at home, the postseason brought heartbreak. Let's break it down. First, there's 1995, a game that still stings for longtime fans. It was the infamous Lynn Elliott game. Our kicker missed not 1, not 2, but 3 field goals from makeable distances. The Colts walked away with a 10-7 win, leaving Arrowhead stunned. Then came 1997. This time, it was a divisional round showdown with the Broncos. What made this one painful? A controversial coaching decision to stick with Elvis Grbac over Rich Gannon, even though Gannon had been red hot while filling in. The Broncos squeaked out a 14-10 win. And who could forget 2003? The no-punt game. Neither team punted, but the Colts scored on every possession. The Chiefs? A missed field goal and a costly fumble sealed their fate in a 38-31 shootout. It's tough to relive these moments, but let me ask you this: which of these losses haunts you the most? Or do you think it's time to move on? Hit up the comments and let's talk about it. Now, let's shift the focus to why the Mahomes era feels like a clean slate. Here's where things get exciting, my friend. The Patrick Mahomes era has completely redefined what it means to be a Chiefs fan. Those playoff ghosts? Mahomes and this team have been exorcising them one by one. Remember the Colts? The team that broke our hearts in 95 and 03? Well, Mahomes took care of them in the 2018 playoffs, leading the Chiefs to a dominant victory. And how about the Broncos? Over the past decade, we've absolutely owned them, and Mahomes has been front and center in that domination. Let's not forget the numbers. Mahomes has an incredible 13-2 career record in the postseason. He's led the Chiefs to 3 Super Bowl titles in just 5 years. It's insane to think about how much success this team has had since he took the reins. Here's a question for you: where does Mahomes rank among the all-time greats already? Top 5? Top 3? Or maybe even number 1? Share your thoughts in the comments below. With Mahomes, it feels like this team is built differently, like no curse or bad luck can stand in their way. But what about the path to the playoffs this year? Let's take a look. Alright, here's where the rubber meets the road. The Chiefs are sitting in the driver's seat, close to locking down the #1 seed in the AFC. But even if that doesn't happen, one thing's for sure, we're getting at least one playoff game at Arrowhead. That's exciting, but let's not ignore the elephant in the room, the risks. Home playoff games haven't always been kind to us, and with this perfect 8-0 record, some might feel a little anxious. Can this team buck the trend? So, what's your take? Do you feel confident about the Chiefs in the postseason, or is there a little nervous energy creeping in? Let me know in the comments. Here's another poll for you. Do you think securing the #1 seed is critical for a deep playoff run, or can the Chiefs thrive no matter the path? Cast your vote. Now, let's wrap this up with a look at why this team might just be unstoppable. So, here we are, standing on the edge of something special. The ghosts of past perfect home seasons might linger, but this team feels different, doesn't it? With Patrick Mahomes leading the charge, the Chiefs have shattered curses and rewritten their story. But now it's your turn. What do you think? Is this the year the Chiefs prove they're truly unstoppable? Drop your predictions in the comments. And here's one last question. What's your boldest prediction for the playoffs? Will we see another Super Bowl trophy added to the collection? Let's rally together and make some noise. This is our time.